I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 16 months. I am not proud to say. I believe that there's so much alcohol that you can drink in your lifetime, and I drank mine. I did, when it became really apparent that I probably needed to quit drinking, got to the point, especially during the pandemic, that I was, that bottle of tequila was moving. I used to keep it in a cabinet, and then it went to a coffee table that I didn't even have to get up.
All right, first of all, I love Ron White. I'm glad he quit drinking. I'm glad I did too. The part that hits me though is where he talks about during the pandemic, that bottle of tequila that was in the cabinet, it moved down to the table. It started with a drink and ended with a drink with me. But my similar story where it just escalated, right? I was drinking a lot. I was recreationally using pain pills, things of that nature. And I got into a horrible auto accident where T-boned this lady. She pulled right out in front of me and my face went through the windshield. I was ejected from the truck and was laying in the ditch. After that, I went to the hospital and had MRIs. It took them 4 hours, I think, to stitch my face back together, to put my lips back where they're supposed to be. And I have all this scar tissue from that accident. But what I learned in that moment is I had my paperwork. This is years ago. But now I have this stack of paperwork that I can walk up to and show a doctor or show some and say, hey, I'm in pain and I need that medicine right there, right? Like painkillers. And I remember when I first started taking them, I would take one in the morning and I would go through a whole day at work. I was working in construction at the time and I would be out there shoveling gravel, wheelbarrow. Everybody's like, oh, this dude's a beast, right? I was running, I would work all day. And I remember actually thinking, this is how delusional I was, we should just give pain pills to everybody at the construction company. Then we'll be the most productive company on the planet, right? Doesn't exactly work out that way. I had to take one in the morning to get that effect, but then the next thing you know, I had to take one in the morning, and when I would get home from work, I wasn't feeling right. I would have to take one at night. Then it escalated up. It went from 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 at night. Then 2, 2, and 2, 5, 5, and 5, 10, 10, and 10. I could take 20 to 30 painkillers a day just to stay afloat. And I actually spiraled out. I lost that construction company. I lost the house that I was in now, or that I was in at the time. And 36 years old, I ended up homeless with no credit, no money, at an addiction recovery center / homeless shelter in Louisville, Kentucky. Proud to say that I've been sober since January 11th of 2013 now, but I resonated with Ron right there, where you watch this thing escalate up. And now my partners and I have 6 addiction recovery centers in 5 states, looking at number 7 right now. When you're stuck in that mind frame, when alcohol or painkillers or whatever it is taking you over, sometimes you can't see a path out. You're trying to hold on to everything. I have to hold on to this car. I have to hold on to this house. Think about this. People will say, I can't stop using heroin because I have to go to work. So I can't stop using heroin so I can keep the job. I just guarantee you this right now, that does not work. You have to stop doing heroin and drinking heavy alcohol so you can keep your job. But it's just something that's hard to grasp, especially when I go into 12-step recovery, right? People look at it, go to a meeting, read the words, all 12 steps, and go, I don't know what that means. I don't see how those 12 sentences could help me. Well, let me point this out to you. You don't see the value in it right now. If I hand you all 12 sentences, offer to sponsor you through it, you won't get, a lot of people don't get through it because they don't see the value. But think about this. If I offered you $1 million in cash right now to have all 12 steps memorized by tomorrow morning, you would figure it out. Just something to think about.